This is insane. The brand new poster for Stranger Things Season 5 just revealed. Some dark secrets you probably missed. Right in the center, we see Will completely under Vecna's control. There's the secret military base, the WSQ radio tower, the new character Derek, and one tiny detail that could be crucial for the series finale, but I'm only revealing that halfway through these video, so stay tuned. Alright, it's right here on the screen. The brand new poster released this Thursday. Yeah, even on the last day of the month, Netflix dropped something huge. At first glance, it looks simple, but trust me, this poster hides a lot. Now, if you followed the show for a while, you know this type of artwork is a big deal. Every Stranger Things season gets one of these iconic illustrated posters. The main piece of promo art that ends up revealing way more than it should. It's basically the visual bible of each season. And this one, it's loaded. Practically every main character is here, woven into a design full of clues and foreshadowing. So, let's go piece by piece from top to bottom because there's a lot to unpack. At the top, towering over everyone, not definitely the centerpiece of this entire image, we've got Vecna now in his upgraded nightmare form. He looks even more monstrous this time. More spikes, less human, pure horror energy. But here's the thing, you can't frame Vecna in this poster without including Will Byers right next to it. Once again, Will takes center stage, nearly matching 11 in prominence, maybe even surpassing her this season in terms of story depth. We'll come back to Will in a second, but stay with me because Vecna's placement here is no accident. It's showing us exactly when he enters the story. According to confirmed episode details, VCNA's first full appearance happens at the end of episode 4, around the 1 hour 16 minute mark. The episode runs about 1 hour and 23 minutes. Those trailer shots of him invading the military base and taking control of Will. That's this moment. So, what the poster is depicting right here is Vecna's grand entrance, his rebirth. If you look closely around him, you'll notice the portal, the same one from the trailer located inside the military base, in the center of Hawkins. That's the same portal from the background when Vecna grabs Will. This base run by the US military keeps the portal open on purpose, and that's not random. It's their gateway to the secret Drive K laboratory, which according to new production images is inside the Upside Down. The new photos also reveal the scale of this thing. It's massive. We're talking a huge complex where the military can actually operate inside the alternate dimension. The poster shows that connection visually. You can see the platform and road crossing through the portal built wide enough for jeeps and military hangars. It's an operational bridge between worlds, a permanent tunnel between Hawkins and the Upside Down. So yeah, that's what this section of the poster really symbolizes. Not just Vecna's arrival, but how the military's experiments literally opened the door for him to come through. Now check out Vecna's hands. His smaller, more human L-looking one is stretched forward, reaching toward the group of hero. It's aimed directly at Max, which is a chilling touch if you think about what she's been through. Do you think Will Byers will actually turn evil in season 5, or is he strong enough to fight Vecna's control? Right below we see Lucas carrying Max, which instantly brings back the heartbreak of her story. This visual isn't random, it's symbolic. Lucas represents protection, physically holding her while Vecna tries to claim her soul once and for all. According to confirmed leaks, this moment lines up with a hospital attack scene where Vecna unleashes demodogs on Max's body in a final attempt to kill her. Lucas fights desperately to shield her. And that exact theme, protecting what's left of Max, Hume, is encoded right into this artwork. So yeah, this poster isn't just pretty marketing. It's storytelling through design. Every angle, every pose, every glow is deliberate. Now, let's move down to the bottom right corner. Vecna's left hand, the massive, more powerful one, is pointed straight at the upside down wall. The same eerie surface 11 and Hopper encounter in leaked mid-season footage. This wall seems to be a major setting for the middle episode. And if you zoom in on the very corner of the poster, right above the release date, there's a tiny but fascinating detail, a knife embedded in the wall. Most fans missed it, but come on, nothing in a Stranger Things poster happens by accident. Every object has purpose. So, what's with the knife? Well, if you think back to that September teaser, there's a quick shot of Hopper stabbing the wall inside the Upside Down. Yep, same knife, same wall, which means that what looks like a simple throwaway action, Hopper slamming a blade into the barrier between worlds, might actually set off a chain of consequences that defines the entire season. The simple fact that this tiny knife appears stuck in that exact same spot on the official season 5 poster confirms it. That stab will have massive consequences. Hopper's strike against the wall clearly means more than anyone thought. But let's move down to everything that's connected to Vecna's left hand because that's where the chaos begins. Right next to his hand, we can spot a demogorgon, one of many returning. This season, we already know from set leaks and behind-the-scenes photos that several of them will appear. There's even a scene of Nancy torching one with a flamethrower. So yeah, demogorgons are back. And in this poster, they symbolize the entire army of creatures under Vecna's control. Also linked to that same upside-down section, we've got Dr. K, the lead scientist and secondary villain of this season. She's obsessed with 11, wants to capture her, replicate her powers, and yes, experiment on kids again. And next to her, that smaller unfamiliar figure, that's Lieutenant Eckers, a key new character this season. He's part of the Wolfpack, a covert military unit under Drive K's command, doing all her dirty work. Think of them as the government's hit squad sent to hunt down 11 and her friends. Eckers leads this tactical team, which explains why he's on the poster. And here's something interesting. Vecna's most powerful hand, the one reaching toward the upside down, is also pointed directly at Drive K and Eckers. That could be a major spoiler hinting at both of their deaths, either by Vecna himself or through his creatures. We even got a leaked shot confirming that Hopper captures Eckers somewhere inside the upside down while 11 watches. It looks like a brutal moment. Hopper leaves him trapped, likely to be torn apart by a demogorgon. As for Dr. OK, all signs point to her dying directly at Vecna's hand, poetic justice for trying to play God. It all makes sense. Her laboratory is located inside the upside down itself, symbolically tying her fate to Vecna's dominion. Now, let's focus on the center of the poster where there's this vertical pillar layout. Vecna at the top, Will in the middle, and 11 at the bottom. That design alone carries deep symbolism. Vecna represents pure evil. 11 embodies the light fighting back, and Will sits right between them, the bridge connecting both worlds. He's torn between darkness and redemption, between control and resistance. That's why Will is the core character of this season, the literal link between good and evil. Once again, every visual detail in this artwork is deliberate. It's almost mathematical in how it aligns character positions with story arcs. Below 11, we see Hopper and Joyce acting as her foundation, the ones helping her regain her strength. Was Hopper's knife strike meant to save Hawkins, or did he accidentally unleash something even worse? Their subplot this season centers on rebuilding 11's confidence and power. They trained together in an old scrapyard, experimenting with her abilities, testing limits, and rediscovering her humanity. Now, look beside Will. There's Dustin, positioned slightly apart from everyone else. That's intentional. His placement reflects the emotional distance he'll experience this season. While he's still part of the main group, he's not entirely with them. He's walking his own path, processing grief, guilt, and trauma, especially over Eddie's death, which still haunts him deeply. Dustin's storyline will dive into that grief, showing how he struggles to move forward. The poster even hints at it. His expression looks heavier, and his placement, isolated from the others, mirrors his inner turmoil. Expect emotional scars, both literal and psychological. To the left of Dustin, we've got the classic trio, Steve, Nancy, and Jonathan, each with visual cues that tease their arcs. At the top, Steve's holding a chainsaw, clearly referencing a scene from episode 3, Turnbow Trap. It's set in the Turnbow mansion where the group breaks through the floor using that chainsaw, likely to reach a hidden passage or secret chamber. Jonathan's shown with a flashlight, reinforcing his investigative side, while Nancy, easily recognizable by her signature sweater, ties their emotional storylines together. For those who've been following the leaks, that same sweater appears during two key moments: the attack on the Wheeler house and the emotional hospital sequence afterward. This trio forms one of the major investigation arcs of the season, working parallel to the main upside down conflict. Just below them, we've got Robin and Murray forming one of the most surprising Team UPS this season. Murray is now working at Bradley's Bigby, but both characters are heavily linked to WSQ Radio, which has become one of the new central locations of Season 5. Through WSQ, the group coordinates their counterattack against Vecna, broadcasting signals and decoding military frequency. In the poster's background, you can even spot Joyce's car parked near a mysterious pickup truck, possibly hinting at a new ally or an undercover subplot. Finally, on the right side of the poster, we see another small cluster, the Wheeler family. It's a subtle but meaningful inclusion. Karen Wheeler and her two children, Mike and Holly. Each character plays a different role in Season 5's emotional core. The family imagery emphasizes unity and domestic tension, reminding us that while cosmic horrors unfold, the human stakes remain deeply personal. Now, if you look closely, there's one person Missing from the Wheeler family section. Nancy. She's there in spirit, but visually distant, caught up in other events and subplots this season. Of the Wheeler kids, though, Holly seems the most directly tied to her mother, Karen. And that's important because VCNA is targeting her. Holly will play a major role during the attack on the Wheeler house, a sequence already teased in early footage. It's wild how detailed this poster is. Even side characters like Lieutenant Eckers, who most fans wouldn't expect to see highlighted, get their own space here. That alone tells you how meticulously this design was planned. Karen Wheeler also appears prominently. And that brings us to another curious omission. Ted Wheeler, the family's father. Alright, before VCNA cuts our Wi-Fi again, hit that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to our very first 1,000 subscribers, and every single one of you is part of this Hawkins crew. Moving further to the right side, we've got Erica Sinclair, positioned almost like Dustin, slightly apart from the main clusters. She's isolated, but not completely disconnected. Erica's placement reflects her new role. Older and more mature than the younger kids Vecna targets, but still close enough to them to be part of their storyline. She's standing at the crossroads, bridging the new generation with the original crew. And speaking of that younger group, there's a new face on the poster, Derek Turnbull, a brand new character introduced in Season 5. He's part of the wealthy Turnbull family who play a surprisingly big role this season. Derek becomes one of VCNA's earliest victims, or at least one of his main targets, forcing the group to protect him from the monsters emerging from the Upside Down. So, even this background kid isn't random. His presence ties directly into the first major attack sequence of the season. Now, let's talk about the darker symbolism running through this whole image, the death pattern. Certain absences and placements suggest who might not make it to the end. Like we said, Ted Wheeler could be gone early. But there's another omission that feels even more deliberate. Vicky, Robin's love interest. Vicky has always been more of a background character, often overshadowed by Robin and the rest of the gang. But Season 5 changes that. It's been confirmed that Vicky appears in the hospital scenes, possibly working as a nurse, and she'll be directly involved in helping Robin, Lucas, and Max during the Demodog attack. Who do you think will die first, Ted Wheeler, Dr. K, or Vicky? And which death would shock you the most? Here's the catch. She's not on the poster either. Given her increased importance and her location in one of the deadliest parts of the story, this could be a major clue. Maybe Vicky becomes one of the collateral casualties of the season. Another emotional blow for Robin and the audience. It's subtle, but the pattern hole missing from the poster often means gone for good. And finally, if you trace back through the design, you'll notice something symbolic. The characters most likely to die are positioned near Vecna's left hand, his strongest, most cursed limb. That's the same side that points directly toward Dr. K and Lieutenant Ecker. Both characters are deeply connected to the Upside Down's corruption, and both have meddled far too much with powers they don't understand. If the symbolism means anything, and with Stranger Things, it always does, then it's hard to imagine either of them surviving the season. Vecna's left hand doesn't just represent control. It represents inevitable destruction. This poster isn't just promotional art, it's a coded map of the season. From Hopper's mysterious knife strike to the new military base. From Will's emotional center to the haunting emissions that hint at death, every inch of it tells a story. And if we've learned anything from the Duffer, it's that nothing, absolutely nothing in Stranger Things happens by accident. So subscribe MMU Reviews for more videos. Thanks for watching.